music drop and the colors rise. An untamed jungle under honest skies. There's a rhythm here that's hard to fake. Every soul dancing in the great artscape.
Sanbonani Dumelang Absheni. Hello, Gladys and Benjamin. Welcome to once again to another exciting episode of the Great Artscape, where we look into the heart of art, where we unpack all the different layers of the creative journey. Kwadi, and today's episode is between girls. We are talking the art of voice. We are taking a deep and honest look into what it means to speak, to be heard, and to grow into yourself, especially in a world that often expects you to shrink. Joining me today is Tshepang Segaole, an actress and all-round voice performer. Tshepang, how are you?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Lama?
I am wonderful. Please greet my people. And then drop a pin on your location in the art scene.
Right. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. So my name is Tshepi. You can call me Tshepi. My name is Tshepang Segaole. All hail. I'm from the Bupirima. Bupirima. My God, I need to represent Setswana. I'm a Tswana girl.
I mean,
I must be like a real representative of the Tswana people.
Yes.
But I'm an enthusiast in music.
Mm-hmm.
I am an artist, a stage performer, theater graduate. I am songwriter. Hello. I'm a lot of things. Class it up together. I'm a businesswoman too. I'm a lover. I'm a warrior.
Yes.
That's me. I mean that.
Alala Zina. Okay, before we go forward, I want us to take a step back in time. A step back to those earlier days just after matric, when you found yourself performing at the State Theatre, at the South African State Theatre, on that big stage.
Ma'am, King Renzavo. It's an R-E. That's how you actually spell it. Not you. Like we were struggling to spell that name, sure.
SS. So I want to know, what did that space awaken in you?
My God. So I've got a very childlike personality. That's just who I am. It's always been who I am. And, getting on stage, it ignited that girl in me, that young creative in me, because I've always been a creative. I've always been an artist. I just obviously had to harness it in one way or another. Yeah. But being on stage, man, it felt like my true essence. Yeah, it felt like a calling. It felt, like just those early days, nearly, purpose. 2010 for me, South Africa, 2010
World Cup, yeah.
So it was a buzz in our country already as is, So let like a buzz as is in my career path, in my life, in my studies, and that kind of thing. So, did you go Pitor, did you go Hatfield, I'm stage performing with the likes of your what's this, the director, Paul Krutbo. Yes, ma'am. He starred me in some of his stuff, and I'm so young at the stage. 19, I was not 28. I was still quite young, and I'm learning. I'm meeting the likes of Yobo, Desmond Dubes, Yobo, the late Presley Chwengai, Cabriz.
Cabriz easy.
Cabriz only is, and it was so cool. It was so easy because you're like just, you're so dedicated and you're so committed to what you're doing. And I was so young. I love what I'm doing. I know I love being in this music-filled, drama-filled, dance-filled life. And that's my life. I met one of my favorite artists from back in the day, Nakane Ribani. I got to meet her.
Wow.
So, I got to be a bit starstruck here and there, and I got to also like elevate myself. My mother got to see me on stage, and I actually understand why Nikirikratari arts. So it was beautiful. It was remarkable. To date 2025, I to date call it 2010 was the best year of my life because I got to set foot on the stage of the biggest theater in Africa, the South African State Theater, and I was a graduate of that place. I'm a product of it, so it was really lovely, and I hold it with major pride.
Wonderful. So as a person on the outside looking in, I view your transition into community radio, and for me it feels like a different kind of stage. So I want to know, what did radio teach you about your voice, intimacy, and connection overall, little audience and whatnot?
Your radio taught me patience. I will be honest, it taught me patience. Listening. I never really used to be a great listener, but on the radio, you want to understand what the person is bringing to you. There were times where I would do like the ads, but there were times where we would also have like in studio interviews with like people, that were doing different things, and you wouldn't know how to like reach these people if you don't necessarily listen out to them. Listen out what is it that they're bringing to the fore, what's important, So radio taught me a lot of patience. It taught me a lot of passion is important. Radio taught me that no man is an island. We definitely always have a community, because I was working on the radio. Community. I was in a community radio station. So even though the demographic was more not black, I'll say that plainly, because the area was more Caucasian people,
Okay.
So now you're having to, find a way to assimilate with the music, find a way to assimilate with the current affairs in this area. And patience, really, it really just, honestly, it grew that in me. It really did.
Okay. So, with that, I want to go into the title of today's show. It's called Between Girls.
Right?
I get it.
Yes.
Just to mention, I'm just saying, she's my first female on my show. I love her very much. In celebration of Women's Month, this episode is called Between Girls. Now, if you think back to your quiet moments, be it behind the stage, backstage, behind the mic, and even at the family gatherings, I want to know, what do you think moments like that reveal about us as an artist? The moments you shared with women specifically. Because I get as women, rabua, behind the scenes, behind the mic, rabua, we talk, like we have a heart-to-heart,
Sure.
even if it's not with a person that you know. So I want to know, like, for you, these moments, what do you think they reveal about us as artists and as women?
So these behind the scenes moments with women are so important, the ones before us, they have almost like a duty to impart some knowledge on us, and I take that so seriously.
Yes.
I take that so seriously.
Yes.
I keep my go-go, I keep my auntie, I keep my, the strangers and the ones, for all those moments with women that have gone through the path that I'm going through. I listen, whether it comes to relationships, friendships, whatnot, all of these things. I can take
I'm headed down this path.
You can relate, you understand? You can relate, And young girls as well. You find that when you're having conversations with them, when you are, kind of interacting with them, their challenges are different to yours.
Yeah.
When you were their age, and it's just like, one sort of, no, man, life is about evolution. So it's also something that teaches me patience. This waiting and being backstage and waiting your turn and being with the woman and the woman leading you and teaching you how to take up space and where to take up space and why to take up space. It's all part of that conversation. Yeah, women are important and therefore don't shrink yourself. It's all part of whatever you want is valid.
Yeah.
Whatever your dreams are, they're important. Girl child, you are important. Brown skin girl, soul, thrive. Do it. You can. You should. Why not?
Why what?
Why not? Black girl magic.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And so when you have MC'd, I get hey, when you're not going to bereka yo. Oh, so Kwadi performing arts at that stage. You went into community radio. Now we are getting into the MC part of these things. So you've MC'd for both professional and deeply personal events. So from corporate gigs to family functions, right? And I want to know, what's the emotional responsibility that comes with holding a mic in these different spaces?
My God, the responsibility, the duty.
The emotional responsibility.
Yes, to hold yourself together. And then you have to make sure you represent that person or that which you're supposed to be repping. It's a lot. It's a lot. So I feel like, because I'm an emotional creature, women, we are
emotional creatures.
So definitely, with that, I don't want to call it a burden.
Yeah.
I don't want to call the emotional baggage a burden, but it almost makes you stronger. The most recent thing I did was in this past June. I was program director for my friend's graduation ceremony. This is very intimate and it's very close to my heart. It's one of my girls. She's graduating. She's enjoying, getting her accolades, and we are out here to celebrate her. That was so personal. That was so grounding. That was so reassuring. That was so true and real. And even with like the work gigs that I would do, if I'm like emceeing and I have to introduce one of my bosses or something, that reminded me that your voice is important. Your voice is important to introduce this important thing and this important person and this important thing that needs to be said. You know what I'm saying? That emotional baggage or carriage, that emotional stability, I found it from God. With most things, I find my emotional stability. Like I get on my knees, I pray.
Yeah.
Even with the arts, like it gets so tough.
It does.
Am I good enough? Am I enough? Am I doing too much? Am I doing enough?
Am I doing too little?
Am I doing too little? We don't want to do too little.
We never want to do. We don't want to do too little.
Rather.
No.
Never.
No.
We can never do too little. We can never do too little. So with the emotional, with the emotional everything that comes with just, representing somebody and that which they hold so true to them, whether it's a wedding, whether it's my grandmother's 70th birthday party. I emceed that. That was nice, and that was an integral part of my memory and my upbringing and my thinking.
Yeah.
And me, my grandmother, my mother's mother. It's important. And she still hails. Since another thing, dude, blessings So yeah, for sure. I think if anything, I try to emotionally, keep it together. That's like anytime, any place, anywhere.
I know. Listen. Emote. You are an emotional creature. Yes, emote.
Yeah.
You must.
I should.
You should.
I should.
You have to
live my truth.
But now, go listen, lalan. Ole matepe. Le nna ke matepe, by the way. Ke mosadi, ke matepe, ke mmereko. I want to know: have you ever felt invisible in the spaces where you have to give your voice to? And if so, What does reclaiming your presence look and sound like now?
Ooh. Taking up space. She put us look on like a scone.
You know?
on like a scone. I don't want to lie. Taking up space is like, I think of, we spoke prior to, now about my play in grade 5, and how's, the lawyer in Baby in a Manger drama stage thing. Taking up space, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough, man. But you gotta. You just gotta like push your way in. Like you just gotta kind of like kick down the doors and stuff like that. So I'm gonna actually have to ask you, we your question so that you can tell us.
Okay. So I want to know,
Yeah.
if you have ever felt invisible in the spaces that you have to give your voice to.
So taking up space, the invisibility partner, I think that's what I really wanted to understand. Have I ever felt invisible? Yes, plenty times. Male-dominated industry, the arts, male-dominated industry, corporate. I've been in male-dominated world. It's a man's world.
It's a man's world.
It's a man's world, man. So that invisibility, I felt it from time to time. I felt like, how can I stand out? How must I stand out? What's appropriate? What's relevant? What's correct? Yeah, and in those times where I do feel like I've been shrunk, like honestly, my source is God.
Yeah.
Honestly, my source is God. Getting on my knees anytime, wherever I am. There used to be a thing that I used to do. Like, even if I'm like in a public restroom, I'll get on my knees and pray.
Guys, batho ba thata ka thapelo.
They will see me even if they don't want to see me. Anointing shine.
Stipa, re thata ka wena rra. Re thata ka thapelo ka nnete. Okay, so I want to let you know, guys, remember to subscribe to our channel, like and share this episode with one other artist who might need it, because God knows we need to have these conversations. If we don't, then who will? Comment if you've got something to say. And if you're listening quietly while you work on your own masterpiece, you're good too. So tell me, Tshepang, tell me, there is, we all have that young message we want to send to the younger us who doesn't know what we know now. Yeah. So to the young Tshepang, or the young girl listening now who is still finding her voice, what do you say about being seen and what it really means? And what do you tell her about the journey of becoming?
Wow, that's loaded.
Okay, let me start here. What do you say to her about what it really means to be seen?
It's very loaded, being seen, hey? And the context of being seen is...
And the art of becoming.
And the art of becoming.
Hallelujah.
Do you know, being a woman it's like an art itself. It's like an art. You go through so many different things to become. And being seen and being heard and being valued. It's so broad. But I would like to say to the young Tshepang, baby girl, it's not about anybody else but you. Let's start there. It's not about anybody. Even even your children, they should not come before you. I'd say that to the younger me. I'd say work on that patience, work on that listening. I'd say work on that confidence, As much as I feel I had confidence early enough in life, I could have molded it better. I could have definitely molded it better, as opposed to it being and seeming to the next person like arrogance, or to the next like overconfidence, or this or that. It's not about them. Yes, no, definitely not about them. But for me personally, and how I show up for myself, to myself, and to others, and I would remind myself that don't give too much, because you're not going to have enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're really just gonna be all out. Your cup is gonna be empty, and you would have given to everybody else, but you don't have anything in there. So I'd just say to her, be mindful. Put yourself first. Definitely keep God in the center. I think that's the one thing I'm really grateful about. I kept him right there in the forefront and in the center, the core of me. But I'd say to her, do that more. I'd say to her, don't ever get tired or lazy to pray, because your maker has got you 110% all the time.
I agree.
Yeah, so I think that's just basically all that I'd say to her. And I'd tell her, you're enough. You're not too much. You're okay. Go do you.
Do you good, boo?
Do you, boo. You got
Oh, no, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. That is beautiful advice. Listen, listen. Did you hear that? That is sound advice. Take it. You need it. Anyway, that's great. And I wanted to know what you got cooking in your kitchen. Oh, sir. What you got cooking in your kitchen?
Yeah, frying, cooking, baking.
The things.
The things.
Mm.
A lot is a lot.
Is a lot.
A lot is a lot. I did mention I'm a businesswoman too.
Mm-hmm.
I did mention that there are, some, I don't know if I don't think I mentioned this, but there's goals to be reached. One thing I can say, not to give out too much, is New York. Darling, New York. But yeah.
Stop spreading the news.
Yeah, Big Apple. I think that's a hint. But there's plenty coming. I'm still a baby girl. I still got so much strength in me. I still got so much shine in me. I still got so much to do.
Yeah.
The radio space, definitely I'm looking into doing that until because
I'd love to have a morning show with you, but you don't have a morning voice. That's the funny part.
I don't. I've got an afternoon drive time.
Yeah.
Let's take you home, darling.
I've got a morning voice.
Yeah.
You've got the somber show.
Yeah. I'm like, let's take you home. Are you tired? I got you. Let's drive you home. Yeah. Let's go together. Yeah, but there's plenty, so I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. No. I don't like this part of my show. Like, I don't like this part. I wish we could go on forever.
Salutations.
But I have to thank you for coming out today. Thank you so much for giving us the time to look into your heart as an artist.
I am so grateful. I really am.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm honored. Thank you for just the platform.
Thank you so much. And to my viewers, guys, remember your art is valid. Remember that it is a gift, and if it is given, it cannot be taken away from you. So until next time, stay honest, stay artful. Ke nna Kwadi, and this is the Great Artscape. Ke le ratile.